What's up everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're gonna be looking at AUDJPY. AUDJPY is one of the currencies, so as in Australian dollar against Japanese yen. So we're gonna start from the daily time frame so that we can mark up our significant resistance and support. So significant support and resistance levels are those levels that are formed in the large time frames like monthly, weekly and daily charts. But for me, I'm gonna start from daily charts. And when those price reacts to these levels, they usually tend to move for a very long time. So for me to find like entries, I have to go down to, for our time frame, 1 hour time frame, 15 minutes time frame, up to 5 minute time frame if I have to. Okay, so it's gonna be my first significant resistance and my significant support. Now I have a clear picture on where the market has been going all along. So if we look at it, we have our high there, our first high. Then the market was pushed down to our significant support. Then it bounced, pushed up to our very same significant resistance. So now we want to see if the market is gonna get pushed down to our very same significant support. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna have to find our higher highs, higher lows, for us to actually see if this uptrend is still valid or not. If the market gets pushed up, there's a certain trend that gets created. So on this scenario, the market is being pushed up, so that means we are looking for an uptrend, and only to see if the uptrend is still valid or it has been intercepted. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for our support levels and our resistance levels in between our major key level of resistance and our major key level of support.
My goodness.
So right now, the next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna draw our trend line that's gonna connect from our first higher low, higher low, and our first higher high, since we're starting from the support going to the resistance. So we have our first higher low, second higher low, on the third there. The market broke out the trend line, and then it went back to retest it. So that means this trend line has been intercepted, so we don't know if it's still valid or not. It might go up and break our trend line as a force breakout. So we might see a force breakout, we might see change of structure, So let's see what we're gonna find as we continue to analyze using price action. So right now I'm gonna draw my other trend line that is going to be above the highs. So I'm going to connect it with the higher highs just to complete the uptrend here.
My goodness.
So before I assume that the market is broken our uptrend, so there are two things that we might see. Either we might see the market making a range, a sideways structure, whereby the market will be moving inside support and resistance. So this one is different from an uptrend or a downtrend, but eventually you have to break either below and make a downtrend. So we might see the market changing from an uptrend to a range, from range to a downtrend. As a price action trader, you have to expect anything. Forgive me, on my downtrend diagram it's not that nice, you know. So as we can see here, the market made a momentum, then correction. So we might see another momentum to the upside, and that's gonna create either a bullish flag pattern or a bullish falling wedge pattern. So we're gonna have to zoom in. So as you can see, in between our resistance and our support level, we have some sort of a trend that is going down. How did I identify that? Because when I looked at my first high, the only thing that I saw is a lower high and another lower high. So I'm just gonna draw my trend line from there. Here I'm gonna use line charts, right, just to get a big picture. But if you wanna be accurate, in drawing trend lines, you gotta use candlesticks. Okay, so as we can see that we have our first high, then we have our lower high. Then on the second, the market touched it twice. It touched it twice as a resistance. So it made it a strong resistance and pushed the market down. So as it pushed the market down, we can see that it made a momentum, right? And then correction. Then it touched it again, got pushed down again, and made another momentum. So now we know that that's a strong resistance. So when it got pushed down, it made another correction there. So now we might see another impulse move to the downside, right? To the downside. And if we look at those impulse move and the correction, we might find a certain pattern. So now we have a clue. Our first clue is for us to sell, right? Our first clue is for us to sell, and we're still on a daily time frame. But if we look at it from the trend line view, right, it broke the trend line, so we might get a buy. We might get a buy up to our major resistance that has been touched twice before. So right now I'm just gonna draw my lower trend line, the one that will cover the lows, that will cover the lower lows. So it's gonna be below the lower lows. So now we see some kind of a downtrend, some kind of a bullish falling wedge. So from that impulse move, we have a support level. So on the support level, you might see the market bouncing on the support, then going in again, then going up again, sorry, to our resistance. So here we're just expecting anything that might happen.
My goodness.
So if we look at the first touch of that resistance that I marked twice, right? We might see that it made an impulse move, then correction, and when it made that correction, it also made a flag pattern, a bearish flag pattern. That is a continuation pattern.
God.
Then after that, it broke it, retested, and then it made another impulse move just to complete the bearish pattern. Then after that, also made a correction. It made another bearish flag, but this one is not complete yet. So now we know that after this pattern, bearish pattern, if it becomes successful, we're just gonna wait for it to break out and retest, then we place our sell. But if we are expecting for buys, we have to draw our major resistance. Okay, that's gonna be our point of interest. So that means if it breaks out that resistance, we're gonna wait for it to retest and then go up to complete a bullish falling wedge. So if it buys, right, if it breaks out and retest, I might buy up to my first resistance key level. So that means I'm gonna be holding for a long time, because this is a daily time frame. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, it might take 3 weeks, depending on what happens during that time. But if it decides to follow the pattern, the bearish pattern, I might as well as wait for a breakout below the trend line that covers the lows, or the higher lows, just to complete that pattern. I might sell. So I have two options here. It's either I wait for a buy or I wait for a sell, whatever the market does. So I'm just gonna go to 4-hour time frame and have another look at it. Maybe I might find something different. So now we can see clearly what the market did. As the market was making upswings inside the pattern, then it broke out the trend line that covers the higher highs. But when it broke out, it came back and broke in again, attempted to go up. So we might see a double top. So when we see a double top, we know that at least our bearish pattern is making progress. But then we can't predict everything. We might see it going up again, we might see it going down, breaking below that trend line, and then come back to test it as a resistant key level and going down. So if I sell, I might sell from the point where it makes a double top. I might take advantage of that and make a sell, and then just hold it. and place my stop loss a bit far from the upper shadow of the candlestick that is gonna form. For me, I just want to see it completing my bearish flag pattern so that I can make a sell. Because either way, if it makes a double top, I'm gonna sell. If it completes my bearish flag pattern, I'm gonna sell. I think I found what I'm looking for. I found the clues that I'm looking for. So the only thing that I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna wait and see how the market plays out. If it plays according to the structures that I found, right, I'm just gonna execute according to those moves. So guys, if this video was useful to you, don't forget to subscribe and like, and don't forget to comment. Thank you guys, and bye.